Yeah, I don't run the dash. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the.
Okay, Coach. Well, with the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Cincinnati Bengals. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready. 942. We own it. We own it.
The first carry now. This is Matthews. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Toss play to Matthews. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, Brissett. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, 79 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted, was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now.
Let's go, baby. Shit, number 50. Hey, you find over here. 259.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Inside.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Coming.
Hey, Delta.
57's the back.
Here's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
57. Mike 57. 150. 52. Jump out.
57's Mike.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The first defensive back taken in this year's draft, Darnell Savage, there to knock that one away. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Pull it together.
Now Brissett. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
Mike 42. Mike 42. I don't even know why. Go. 42's Mike. 42's Mike. It's coming this way. Here we go.
42. Jet. Cover. Check the 42. Jet. Cover. Mike's 40. Hey. Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Come on, fellas.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Mike 42. No chance.
from the gun. Here's Brissett. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Preston Smith comes in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
42. Hey, check.
Throwing, Brissett. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. Room past the 20. And they will finally get him down to the 27-yard line. 19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
319. 55. Here we go. 399. 55. Cat 300. Cat 300. Back to goal. Spawn. No. 399. 150.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Get him.
Hey, orbit.
55. Are you getting ahead?
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Cat 300. Cat 300.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
On On second down, it's Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
And it's 3rd down.
258. 57. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Hey, check Mike 57.
30. 57's the mic. Watch 57.
Hey, Will.
I'm going to run you over. 57's Mike. Mike 57.
I'm on.
Check right now.
You got 58. 26. We're going.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 24-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
57.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
258.
Check.
Go right. Yeah, live.
Check 13.
Check. Hold.
Rodgers now on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
He's checking crap.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Right here. We got to step it up.
Bravo. 57. Mike 57.
Man, I got you. 57's the mic. Watch 58.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out that just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea. Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
You better be afraid of me.
Brissett. He completes it to Boyd. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Quick throw, complete out wide here to Green. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now on 2nd and 13. Brissett. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 39.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, check 24. Check, Mike 42.
They'll throw again. Brissett. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Check it out, Reese.
They run it. It's Matthews. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Brissett sets to throw it. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown.
Good work, boy. Let's go.
John Ross with his second touchdown here in this first half. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Bullock good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
319. I got. Hey, we got tight right. 3 right left.
Hey, switch gears.
Hey, 88. 250.
Now Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 4. Over.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The one with the dive look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. Ross on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the shift.
Out of the pistol, it's Matthews. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down.
I'm coming for you, son.
Mike 42. Hey, go.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14. A second nice move, a spin. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. A final shot before half for Rodgers. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, Packers take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers trying to lay one up deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. Deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch the slant. Hey, 626. Switch. Back north. 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And Adams has it complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. New draw focus.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. And on third and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man is Allison, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 38-yard line. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On first and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
They'll run it with Jones. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Switch up, switch up. 10-30. 57's the mic. Watch 57. 57's Mike. Mike 57. Come on. Go. 57. Mike. 57.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Rodgers to Allison, good for a Green Bay first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
26. Hey, here we go. Check. Fresno. Slam.
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
26. Over here. Watch the run. You got tape.
Rodgers going to throw. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10.
Makes the score, Bengals 14, Packers 10.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Brissett. And the catch good. It's Eifert. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as he'll drop him for a loss of 4. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Again, it's Matthews. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Come on, set. Pittsburgh. Check. 1 and 2's the mark. Yeah, let's get that ball here. Let's get it. Go. Go. Get him. You got him.
Out of the gun, Brissett. And Eifert has it. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
It's a gain of 20. That's another Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th.
Mark 50. Watch the curl. Set up.
Brissett on first down. Screen pass, it's Matthews. That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
They'll go back to the ground with Matthews. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Here's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That one goes for 8 yards.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a dire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 41 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Aaron Jones, that time. And it's 3rd down.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
General West.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Packers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Let's go!
The Bengals drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
36. Hey, 88. Wipe out.
To throw again, Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. Got a man. That's Allison. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there at 22. On first down, it's Jones. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Small.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Hey, first and 18. Blue dead. Look at you. 52. Watch the pass. Jumper.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Back to one. Here we go. Inside.
Rodgers now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Adams. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 26. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, it's Jones. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey, high 7.
Back to throw, Rodgers. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Adams. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
55. Inside. 55.
Watch the slant.
Back one.
Watch the twist.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
To throw is Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Get 300. Get 300. Hey, take 26.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
215.
I got it.
215.
Now Jones. He goes airborne. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation? And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Preston Smith in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Brissett. Got his man, it's Eifert. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
And the Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Set, ready? 18 Gator. Coming to you, coming to you. 5.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their time. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers are going to win this football game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The Packers looking to get out of here with a win as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And you look back over the score sheet. Interesting. A very clean game. No turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Packers, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they too will leave here at 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.